Good evening and salutations, my Jade fans. In this episode, both Cody and Sasha is literally starting to annoy is literally starting to annoy me to no end. Okay. I don't know what they're doing with Sasha at this point, but this level of judginess and bitchiness that's coming from Sasha is really not working with me. It's not working for me. Okay? She comes across Willow, and already she has like the death glare, like this eel look on her face. And she says a comment like, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you doing this? Are you going to Drew's house or whatever?" And I'm just like, what she does with her time is none of your damn business. And that's exactly what she says. She's like, "Hey, listen, what I choose to do in my time with my kids is my business." Just like her ass is constantly telling everybody that dares to ask, "Oh, well, the father of my child is none of your business. It's none of anybody's business." Okay, well, if the father of your baby is nobody else's business, then why don't you sit there and show her that same gratitude? Instead of being all judgmental and being in her business when it doesn't have anything to do with yours. Which, by the way, it's very odd that she can sit there and start acting so smug because, yeah, some of the stuff that Willow has been doing has been out of pocket. But you came into town with a condom. So I don't I don't know where you get this high horse bullshit from. But yeah. It's completely out of pocket. Anyway, after Willow leaves, because she's like, I'm done, and she's there to sit there and meet her lawyer, Sasha's there to sit there and meet Felicia and Cody, because apparently she decided to, well, ambush them. In this attempt to sit there and try to save the family and have peace and stuff like that. And, you know, eventually Cody does apologize. And, Felicia is like, well, he did it because he cared about you and it might have been misguided. It was damn sure misguided. It was a jackass thing to do. It was none of his damn business. And yeah, he was definitely out of pocket. And Sasha's like, listen, I get it, you care about me, I care about you too, but you running around doing all this BS, telling everybody at earshot of who you think my baby daddy is, and that's not what she said, isn't helping me. This is actually just hurting me at this point. Now, of course, Cody being Cody is like, well, I was just trying to do this for you because, I wanted Jason to sit there and step up and stuff, and all this other stuff. And of course, when Jason gets back, Tracy, makes a sly remark about, you knocking up our cook or whatever, you're Sasha's, baby dad, you're the father of Sasha's baby. And Jason doesn't deny it, which I don't know why he didn't deny it at this point. Really didn't make any damn sense. He could just simply said, no, I'm not, I never slept with Sasha or anything like that. But for some odd reason, he decided to just be like, no, none of your damn business. And Tracy's like, okay, cool. But here's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure Danny is probably going to ask. Which, by the way, she does sit there and mention Danny, but you know who she didn't sit there and mention? Which apparently no one is actually thinking about? Jake. Now I know the dude got sent to art school, or whatever, and at that point he's practically just gone. But like, he's still in a universe character. So this isn't just going to affect Danny. This is going to affect Jake as well. Um, let's see. Sasha One of the things that Sasha said that was I don't want to sit there and say infuriating, but it's like this is another reason why I'm just really starting to not like Sasha at this point is because she says that she wants to sit there and quote, hold on. She says she wants to have this baby on her own and answer to no one. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure Michael actually gets from the burn unit. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to answer to him. I mean, the way she says it's almost like she just, is just asexual. She just made this baby up by herself. And I'm like, that's not how that works. You know? Like, you are going to have to sit there and answer to someone. You're going to have to answer to the father of your damn child because it's not just yours. So this, like I said, the way she's been going about it has just been very vexing and irritating. And Jason comes back in, and Jason's like, listen, I want to sit there and talk to you. And Cody, being the Miss Dick that he is like, no, 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 why don't you just pull up a chair and talk to everyone? And just really pushing it at this point. And Sasha's not there looking like, yo, you just apologized to me literally less than 5 minutes ago about your behavior. And then you just walked 3 steps back like you didn't say anything. And so while Felicia also wants him to sit down for some odd reason just to talk calmly, Jason's not exactly for that. Cody being Cody decides to blast his business out in front of everybody. Now Marty wants to go at this petition hard, right? Once Willow said that there's no chance of any of them getting back together, he wants to go hard. He wants full custody for her. He wants alimony, and Willow's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Nina gets there after convincing Carly to team up against the big bad devil named Drew. Whatever. Um, she gets there, and now she wants to sit there and stall. She wants to stall Martin's procedures about how he goes about his divorce. For part of whatever her and Carly's BS plan is. So Marty agrees, and at this point, Marty's like, Michael has the advantage because you did cheat. Now, if you can find something on Michael, we may actually have we may have a better chance as far as not letting the Quartermains or Carly or Sonny take your damn kids away like they did the last time. What they don't know is that Michael did cheat. Okay? Michael did cheat with Sasha. I know people want to sit there and say, well, Willow's worse and blah, 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 blah. You know how I feel about that. Oh, in case y'all forgot, or just because I'm a dick. Both cheated in my eyes. Both the same eyes. Um, but that will definitely sit there and help her case. Then they overhear Cody Smith there saying that Sasha, the father of Sasha's baby, is Jason. And of course, Jason is just going to stand there and not say much of anything. And then I saw the previews, and now Sasha wants to sit there and get Jason roped into, oh, well, you got to sit there and say that you're the father's baby. I'm sorry, why? Why? I'm genuinely curious about how she's going to sit there and try to convince him that that's the best course of action. Because you remember Sasha's whole reasoning, right? The Correntos are dangerous, and look what happened to Michael, and so, but Jason's dangerous, and he has enemies. So, like, how is that any better? Like, you just went from one. I mean, at this point, yeah, Michael is dangerous by association of his family, the Correntos, but Jason's dangerous because he's Jason. Whatever. Either way, she should have, I don't really have sympathy for her because she did sit there and choose to sit there and sleep with him. It wasn't like she wasn't with him before. She knew about Michael's other family. They ain't stopped it before. So I want to sit there and hear that BS now. Um, so Cyrus is not there looking at Liz with the devil stare and thinking that she's the one that probably broke into his place. So he leaves and he talks to Jocelyn. Now Jocelyn got Christina to sit there and watch the girls for a little bit, which by the way, it's amazing how Donna was blonde at one point and now she's brunette, but okay, sure, whatever. Anyway, she's just there, just doing the diner stuff or whatever. And she gets approached by Cyrus. And at first Cyrus is like, "Oh, you want to sit and give me attitude? You gonna turn me away? I'm just want to sit and get some food." And Jocelyn has like the worst poker face imaginable because she's like, "Oh, I just want to sit there and apologize to you for accusing you of something that you didn't do. Killing Dex. I want justice for Dex. So um." You're not the person. I just want the police to go after the real person. So, you're an easy target. And Cyrus is just kind of befuddled at this point. He's just like, oh, you know what? Now I don't want to eat for some odd reason. I'm just going to go to work. You have a good day, whatever. But the thing is, Jocelyn has like the depth. Here's the thing. You ever just had to sit there and talk to somebody like an employee or whatever, and you really don't like them, but you have to sit there and kind of just go along just to make everything less tense at work. But you do your best to sit there and put on a poker face, but the inside of you just has what Jocelyn looked like. That's what Jocelyn looked like. And I'm just like, did you actually believe anything what she just said? Because like the expression says it all. Now, Christina is out with the girls, and Ava, after talking to Trina, they're catching up and stuff, she decides to leave since Kai comes over. And she went to the park specifically because when she met up with Trina, and Trina was like, so question, why are we outside in the freezing cold instead of in your apartment with, heat and stuff? And she made up all sorts of excuses why, but she knew why she was there. So she left to go get a coffee, and of course she runs into Donna, Ava, and Christina. And long story short, Avery comes over and Ava's like, "You want to sit there and check out my new place?" And Christina's like, you still got that art project that you guys sit there and do? And we did sit there and say that Carly is, expecting you and stuff. So maybe we should sit there and be going somewhere else. Go and go back to Carly's place. Now Ava plays this game with Christina, and I thought it was really interesting. And in a sense, she used Avery to do it. She was like, "Well, you're not gonna, I don't exactly remember how it went, but she was pretty much like, well, you heard Avery. She wants to sit there and go and see her mother. You don't think that that's a problem, right?" You sort of look in Christina's face like it was one of those things where it's like, damn well I'm not gonna sit there and tell her that she can't sit there and be with her mother. So she paused for a hot minute, right? She paused for a hot minute. She was pissed. But she didn't want to make a scene in front of Avery. Now, Slick Rick came to go see Liz and give her flowers, and I think he said something about weather. And Liz is like, "Oh, well, my name is Baldwin now." It's like, come on, bro, that shit ain't sticking. That shit is not sticking. I ain't never gonna sit there and call you Baldwin, just like I'm never gonna call Carly anything other than Mrs. Correctos. Okay? She is always gonna be Mrs. Correct. At least, yesterday, I don't know what Sharon's name is on the Young and Restless. Well, at least she's stuck with Newman. Um, so I'm like, you're weapon. Anyway, they go to the park and they're talking for a little bit. And it's funny too because I think somewhere along the lines, before they walked out, Liz is like, "Hey, listen, if we happen to run across a crime or a jaywalking or something, I don't want to get involved. And Rick came across Ava trying to take Avery. And he knew that was just going to be a bad idea. So he came in there, he intervened, he got Ava away. And, Christina was like, oh, you just saw that, right? I mean, she tried to kidnap Avery. And Liz was like, that's kind of over the exaggeration. I didn't exactly see that. Anyway, Rick gets her back to her apartment, and he explains to her, this is a bad idea. This is not going to work. This is going to be kidnapping. It's going to be much harder for me to sit there and get your daughter back. Hell, at this point, he's like, after she complains about everything, he's like, listen, I'll just do it for free. I got you. But you're going to have to let me go about it in a smarter way. And Ava's still pissed off. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, on some level, I can see where she's coming from. She's like, how am I going to sit there and be charged with kidnapping my own daughter? And she's desperate, and I get that, but when you're desperate, you do stupid things. You make stupid moves, and you make things worse. And that's exactly what Rick is trying to avoid. Anyway, long story short, they start kissing, and at this point, I'm just like, Rick, what is it that you want? Because you bring Liz flowers, and you take her out and everything like that, and then you sit down and tell Ava, oh well, Liz doesn't want me, and you should want me. I mean, at least as a lawyer. And then you start making out, and probably go and give her father. I'm just like, who do you want, bro? Do you want Ava? Or do you want Liz? Or do you want Ava because you can't get Liz? Because, I mean, let's be honest. If they were both available, I'm pretty sure he would sit there and pick Liz every single time. Harley goes over to Tracy, and long story short, she's like, you can't keep pushing. If you keep pushing Willow, she's gonna leave Walford Drew and go God knows where, and then nobody will see the kids. And she does include herself. She's like, listen, I've been doing it too. A lot of people have been doing it, but right now, since Michael is getting treatment, we gotta pretty much play nice. And tells her, don't worry, I'll deal with you. And pretty much kind of got Tracy's blessing on that. And then Jocelyn gets approached by Cullet, I think that's her name. And Cullet gives her a envelope with a piece of paper. It's an address to, I think, Austin's property that was bought a couple of days ago before Cyrus got released, from what I checked. So, just giving her more breadcrumbs, and she's going to get herself in more trouble, and or at least more deeper in the danger. And when Carly finds out, Carly's out there making deals with Nina to take down Joan. Meanwhile, her supposed love interest, which I think is wasting his time, is out there, sitting there pointing Jocelyn in the midst of a killer. Oh, and the last thing is, at some point, because Trina and Ava was sitting there catching up. Ava was sitting there complaining about her money and her bills, and how she's entitled to money, and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, Trina is talking about Kai and how she feels like she's responsible because of that that dick of a man named Quinn put it in her head that because Trina was sitting there pushing the art project, Kai's focus got split. And it was like, listen, this is not your fault. Football is a very dangerous and rough sport. And Kai comes over there, and Kai apologizes for, just the way he's been acting and kind of dumping all his problems on her in a sense. And she apologized for being a little bit too pushy. And also she also apologized for, the whole art project thing. And Kai was like, I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was actually having the best game of my life. That whole 4 touchdowns in a single game. If you know the reference, then you know the reference. If you don't know the reference, then you don't know the reference. But I was like, where'd you get that from? And Trina's like, oh, the internet and stuff like that, comments and stuff. But Kai just feels like out of place at this point because he's like, football is what he was known for. Is what made other people feel like, oh, he's important. And now that he doesn't have football, he doesn't know how other people's pretty much going to treat him. But Trina's there for him, and then they go somewhere a lot warmer because it's probably like 20 degrees outside. So they're gonna sit there and start off their romance and everything, and give Trina a story. I'm here for it. Anyway, that's pretty much about it. Now I will be doing a live stream tonight. I don't normally do live streams on Mondays, but I want to do one. It'll be a lot of fun. So should be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be sitting up there doing a live stream and, of course, talking about all the soaps, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful. And at some point, I guess I'll be talking about two more. As you know, The Gaze is coming out in 2 weeks, actually. Next Monday. And maybe sitting up there talking about another show. Now, DC and Dolmex have been sitting up there talking about this show called, and I think you know it at this point. It's like, I guess you can consider it like almost a UK version of General Hospital as far as being the best UK soap opera. Y'all know it's called Hollyoaks. Only watched the first episode, which is like a week behind on YouTube, so that's a lot of fun. But that show is pretty messy. So if I get more into it, then maybe I'll be sitting there talking about sex shows. I don't know. I only watched the first episode, and we'll see. But it's interesting so far. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go, and hopefully I'll sit there and see y'all tonight.